Hello, welcome to the next ReeVlog in what you may notice to be a different car. The reasoning is the other one, I was in an accident. I believe it were last Wednesday, and today is also a Wednesday, but it was in the evening rather than morning, and today this is the morning. So, it was only a minor accident. I pretty much seem okay, got some pain in my leg, which may or may not be related, but whatever, you know. But the other car was said it would be writ off by the insurance company if a claim was made. I'm just a named driver, I'm not the policy holder, so it's not my decision to make about claims and stuff. However, following that, my mother has said that she is not comfortable with me driving that vehicle. So, this car was procured yesterday for me, and it is mine, my car, rather than just a car that I drive and call my car. I own a car, so taxed it, insured it, etc. This is now my car. I imagine it's going to be a pain on long journeys fuel-wise, due to the fact that I topped it up from probably about a quarter, just under a quarter tank today, and it's 40 quid. Which, you know, great. Amazing. 40 quid a tank, 50 quid a tank, that's pretty good. Except for the fact, obviously, that means that it has less fuel. Now, I've got to work out the fuel efficiency still, but that's going to take me a tank. So I've zeroed out the trip, journey, distance calculatory thing, and yeah, so we'll see how many miles per tank it does, which hopefully it'll be big. And obviously I'm currently in the situation where let's see, can I look at them? Yes, cool. Yeah, I'm currently in a situation where I will be going on a long drive later this month, and then another not quite as long drive the following week. So I might need to fill up on the way and on the way back, which isn't ideal. But, you know, it's part of the thing was having a smaller car. This is, I think, due to looking at the manual and stuff, designed to be a city car, because it shows estimated fuel usage and stuff like that, or distance per gallon, or whatever, litres per 100 kilometres is the way it's expressed. And that would be in 3 categories. There is urban, there is very urban, and there is combined. So that's like the average between the two. And there's no rural, there is no long distance, nothing like that. So obviously this isn't designed for that. So you would expect there to be a couple hiccups and stuff, which is fine, because most of the time I'll just be using it to go 3 miles or so at a time, which isn't a great deal. But I've driven to near work because I have the doctors today. Enough about the car. I've driven to near work because I've got the doctors today, and it's going to be on my lunch break, which means I need to be able to get there and back within an hour and have the doctor's appointment. Now, work is aware that it may overrun, but if it does overrun, then that's more time that I don't get paid, and more money that I will not have, because taxing and insuring a car isn't cheap, and I already taxed the other car this year. So yeah, plus filled up the old gal on fuel this morning. It's been a very expensive week. Hopefully it'll be fine. I still need to get some work done on the old gal. 2 tyres and a shock, but other than that, should be fine. Yeah, so driven in so I can drive to the doctors, drive back again, should save some time. Not much, but a little bit, depending on traffic. It's not very far. I could walk and make it, but you never know how long you're going to be waiting at the doctors before you can go in. You never know how long the appointment's actually going to take, etc. Plus, I figured I needed to fill up. However, this has led to me arriving really early. I still have 40 minutes before I usually would go into work, hence the fact that I have time for this here ReeVlog, which I will be wrapping up in a bit. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with new car. Very small. Definitely don't think passengers is a good idea. It's a 4-seater, which I didn't even know was a thing. I thought it was 2 or 5 or more. I did not know 4 was an option, but it is. There is no middle seat back there. There is just 2 seats and 2 seat belts. So at most I could have 3 passengers, but I never want a passenger in the front seat for the most part, especially if I also have a passengers in the back. So at most 2 passengers if it can be helped. And there's not much room in the back. I have my chair relatively far forwards because I don't want to be slouched when pressing pedals and such. Yeah. But I mean, I don't really like having passengers anyway. It's more of just a can-do in an emergency type vibe. But I will need to inform my friendos, who sometimes ask me for a lift, of this, because there is one situation this year that I can think of that should be coming up, I imagine, in like autumn, which will be where I'll give them a lift. But given the amount of space in the boot and whatnot, going to be a lot less luggage than last time. That's okay, but it's going to take some getting used to. Really need to sort out my wing mirror on that side, but it's really hard to do because obviously I'm currently parked, so that side is against the path. Therefore, I can't see what the road is like, so I can't see if I would be able to see cars behind me and stuff. This side's fine. That one's okay for parking, and if I just do a little, I can see okay, but it's not ideal, and I will sort that. I only started driving it yesterday in the afternoon, evening time, so it is still a learning process. Like, I only just figured out I can lock it from the inside, but I have to do so before the keys go into the ignition, because I tried it with them in the ignition, it didn't work. And there aren't the little poppy things I'm used to there being on doors, just aren't there, which is confusing and just not pleasant. There's also over there a little knobby thing which is meant to, I imagine, move the wing mirrors, but it doesn't seem to do anything, sadly. Boop, beep, nothing. I've tried it with the car on as well, still nothing. There's a thing here, which, down there, which I think is heated windscreen, which might be for the front, because there's one down, no, that'll be the one for the back. That one there is to defrost the front. Yeah. Hazards, should probably check they work. Sounds like they work. Definitely a lot faster than my previous vehicle. Got these, they came with it. I don't particularly want them though. I will put decor on here at some point, but Aqua Breeze, Wild Berry, and what seems to be some sort of sport related thing are not really my vibe. But can I actually take them off is the question. I should be able to. I feel like if I can't, then my intelligence has been sundered. This isn't going well. I might cut them or snap them or whatever. No, I'm not going to do that. I might hurt myself or the vehicle. I've only just got it. I want to keep it in good condition. Oh, there we go. There we go. It was a bit tangled. There we are. Yeah, they can go in the glove box for now. Oh, oh no. Oh dear. That wasn't good. Let's see if I can put you back, shall we? Oh no. Oh yeah. Ho ho. Hee ha. Hee ha ho ho. That'll do, I suppose. Yeah. So it's going to take some getting used to. New car. Very excited. Etc. Need to sort my hair before I go to work. What else? Oh yeah, doctors. That's about my heart, which is having problems, and I'm also probably going to bring up my tiredness, which, because I feel as though it would make sense if the two were related, considering I'm on the supplements that the doctors recommended after they found out I was a bit low on vitamin D. So I've been taking those for about a month, I would say, roughly, and they've had an effect, but nowhere near as much of an effect as I feel like they should. Like, I don't feel cured, I feel alleviated, if that makes sense, of the severe tiredness that is ever pervasive in my life. Definitely there are more periods where I'm less tired now, but not a great deal of them, sadly. So yeah, it's always a fight to be awake. Yeah, following on from that, heart rate being sat here in the car is 93. That's a bit high, if you ask me, for just sitting here talking. Previously, I would have been able to sit here talking, heart rate be in the 40s or 50s. Great. That's what we want. What we don't want is where it currently is. So, fact of the matter is, I'm concerned by my heart, and I would like to get it sorted as soon as possible. So if they come back, because I'm going for an ECG today, if they give me the results and they're like, seem all right, I will tell them, well, I'm not all right, try again with something else. Perhaps something else is required to achieve the results we need, which is to figure out what is wrong, for something is definitely wrong. Now I'm doing the cliche thing of documenting my symptoms as I go, so I can give them as much information as possible, such as a few records of my heart rate whilst I'm walking to work, one after I went for a jog, one whilst I had clients on a Sunday. They asked me to keep track of my asthma peak flow readings, so I have them in here, the ones that I was able to take, because I'm very forgetful. Yeah. So hopefully that'll go well. Then I should have Kung Fu this evening. Hopefully my instructor won't be there, because every time they are there at the moment, my heart feels like it's gonna explode, due to the fact that I have to actually do the class, rather than run the class. If they're not there, I'm going to make it very intense for everyone else. But, yeah, I don't like making excuses for my inability to do things, so I won't if my instructor's there. Obviously, if it gets to a point where I think it's dangerous for me to continue, like really hazardous to my health, then I will tell him. I'll be like, can I have a word outside, please? Yeah. However, I am currently 3D printing. So I've got one of those. Yeah. Dragon in parts. 2 of 4 are done. Third one should finish this afternoon. Then I'll turn the printer off. I'll probably need to re-level the bed, make sure the nozzle's clean, etc. But then, once I have done this, it will be good to then go to print part 4 of 4. After which I will then probably focus on some less interesting but more practical things like shelf support unit and a door bolt, because I need an internal lock on my bedroom door. Can print one! Brilliant! And then it'll be focusing less on the files to find and more of the files to make with my 3D modelling. Yeah! Now, the 3D modelling is probably going to be done on my tablet, but that's also where I'm doing my D&D planning, which means I can't do both at once, which means I need to find another thing to do at the same time. So I will probably be listening to an audiobook, 3D modelling, or D&D planning, and playing a game on my computer or something, if my computer works, because it keeps turning itself off and on again. So that's another expense that I'm going to have to fork out for at some point. But my friend's girlfriend is big up on their electronic knowledge, know-how, and they have offered to help me and set a few price ranges and tell me roughly what they'll be capable of. So, fingers crossed, eh? Anyway, I'm going to go so I can actually put this to upload, get a bit closer to work, because I decided to not vlog directly outside work where all my colleagues would see me. Get a bit closer to work so I don't have to walk so far to the car before then going to the doctor's later. Yes. So, I shall catch you cats on the flip-flop. Goodbye.